If I had a nickel for every time I've heard some crybaby lamenting the inevitable disappearance of Bruce Lee's art of Jeet Kune Do, I'd already be retired back to Barbados, spending my days soaking up the sun at my beach house. Hello, everyone. This is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Do Rebel, and welcome to the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast number 219. This is the one about Jeet Kune Do going, gone, to paraphrase EPMD. As you're logging in, if you'd be kind enough to say where you're logging in from, hit the like button and feel free to continue doing so throughout the broadcast. If you're catching the simulcast over on the YouTube, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as well. If you enjoy my work and you'd like to support the program, please visit jkdrebel.com, click on the Rebel Gear link, and check out our offerings like this, the JKD Notables coffee mug, also available as t-shirt, long sleeve, short sleeve, hoodie, and all that good stuff. But of course, the best thing you can do is to share this video and spread the word about the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast. Before we get deep into this, let me just tell you that there's a very simple solution to this problem, which I will reveal at the end of the broadcast. So I recently received a private message, and I get private messages all the time. I'm not sure why sometimes, but I got a message from an ILJKD member asking where I get my ideas for broadcast topics from. And I told him that I'm constantly on the lookout and I'm always thinking. So my sources end up being many. I could be reading something martial arts related or not. I could be having a conversation, martial art related or not. I could just be thinking, like I said just now, and have a sudden flash of inspiration. It's what I made up a word for it, right? When you have these small flashes of inspiration, it's an epiphanet, right? It's a French word. No, it's not, right? Epiphanet. Y'all can use that, right? See, because here's the deal. I am mostly a one-trick pony. But luckily for me, my equine tutelage was under the reins of Dan Anassano, one of the greatest JKD equestrians ever, to belabor a metaphor, right? But getting back to my retirement, it seems as if every week I hear someone crying into his milk about how Jeet Kune Do is in danger of disappearing from the martial arts landscape, and there's many reasons for it. So some people will tell you it's because of the infighting between the different camps or the different lineages, or it'll be the slurs being hurled at each other on the pages of the internet, especially over on the I Love Jeet Kune Do page, or it's because there's no central JKD governing or authorizing or licensing or certifying body or what have you, or it's because the true art and its history are not being preserved and promoted. So let's talk about this for a few minutes. When I look at how the world works and how things perpetuate, very often there's at first the charismatic leader, then there are the equally charismatic followers who go on to produce their own followers of note. In all cases, starting at the top, everyone produces what I call items of legacy. So in the old days, people wrote books and they gave talks. In the modern era, they still do that, but now people produce video content of all types. They hold conferences, they build huge buildings to conduct classes. And in the specific case of martial arts, they do all that I just mentioned, but they teach seminars, they do podcasts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, we notice that there is sometimes a divergence in the direction in which the leader's followers take his teachings. Obviously, religion is the best example of this, but ask yourself, has religion disappeared? Do you foresee it going anywhere anytime soon. So how many of you are, let me pull it up here for you. How many of you are familiar with this article from Black Belt Magazine? Did I just freeze myself? Okay, I'm back. So again, how many of you have seen this Black Belt Magazine article, right? And you see the title. So the question, there's a subtitle. You can't. If I could zoom in on it right here, it says something about Ted Wong coming to the rescue, right? So the question was first asked. Do you know when this was published? This is July 1990. No, 1990. July of 1990. So obviously, the question has been asked for over 30 years. So don't you think that in all that time, 3+ decades, it's been repeatedly answered? What started back then, 30+ years ago, and has continued, is that people took the question and turned it into a never-ending campaign, into a mission almost. And they did that because they're not really interested in answering the question or solving the problem, let's say, because if they did that, then they wouldn't have a crisis over which they could agonize. So again, ask yourself, was Bruce Lee the type of guy that asked the question and never sought the answer? Was Bruce Lee a problem solver? I heard that when he got to America, he solved the problem of having to deal with people who were bigger than the average Hong Kong resident. I heard that he solved the problem of how to have a fight and not be so winded at the end of the fight. I heard he solved the problem of not having enough skill at long range fighting. I heard he solved the problem of not having control over the way he wanted to make martial art movies. So if you believe in Bruce Lee, if you follow Bruce Lee, if you're a Bruce Lee fan, if you believe in his teachings, if you've devoted your life to his art, etc., then what are you doing to ensure that his legacy lives on? Here's what happens. When you don't realize that Bruce Lee was just one man with an idea, a spectacular idea, and when you don't realize that in working to develop that idea, he worked on developing himself and ended up influencing generations. When you don't realize all of that, then you miss out on the role that others play in the preservation, the promotion, and the perpetuation of Bruce Lee's art. When you don't realize that other people are also capable of having spectacular thoughts, great ideas that lead to spectacular achievements, then you don't see the possibilities in yourself. And so you don't realize the simple truth that Jeet Kune Do cannot disappear if you are teaching people who are younger than you. If you are doing everything in your power to make sure that the art is passed on to the best of your ability, to the best of your understanding, and you're doing that with people who will live past your time on the planet, how is it going to disappear? When you're gone, they'll still be carrying it on. All right, that's it. So what say you? What do you think? Did I get this right? Did I get this wrong? Is it one-sided? Is it a one-sided view, right? For all those out there who think that because I mentioned Ted Wong, that somehow this is an attack on Ted Wong. No. In that very article, if you've not seen it, comment and I'll send it to you. In that very article, Ted Wong says when Bruce Lee would come back from Hong Kong, right? He and Ted Wong would go over to Inosano, and here's what he says in the article, that Bruce Lee would share with the two of them Bruce Lee would share his adventures and share his teachings, right? So what's the idea, right? Okay, I'm putting that in there because it's something that happened a few minutes ago. That was an original part of today's broadcast. Anyhow, so let me know what you think in the comments below. That's all I got to say about this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter at Dwight Woods and on Instagram at Dwight D. Woods. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping. If you are, not that one, but this one. Wait, get it right, Dwight. Hang on. Okay, there we go. So if you are inclined towards this type of thing, go to helpukrainewin.org, right? I bring that up because Be Live, the platform on which I do the broadcast and the Jeet Kune Do dialogues, is actually a Ukrainian outfit. So if you are inclined towards this type of stuff, please check that out, helpukrainewin.org. If I got to do what do you call it? A PSA here. So those of you who know Sifu Guru Billy Brown, right? Who probably very well-known JKD guy. He recently had a terrible accident, and so there is. I hope that the link is showing up in the feed when I do this, right? So if not, I'll go back in the final edit video and I'll put the link in. But you can look this up. It's a Facebook donation page, right? The Billy Brown Medical Fundraiser. So you can just look that up and you can go there and help him out. The first ever JKD non-technical autobiography is available at paypal.me/UnifiedMA paypal.me/UnifiedMA.me. This is the raw but edited version. It'll soon be available as Kindle book on Amazon, and also as a paperback. Right. So that is today's housekeeping, I think. Right. All right. So Friday, March 18th, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do it. Jeet Kune Do Dialogues episode with JD Olson of Keishi Dojo Martial Arts Unleashed. That should be Friday at regular 6 p.m. Eastern time. Today, you've already seen, is an Indigo Day. There you go. All right. So I'll see some of you hopefully on Friday for the Jeet Kune Do Dialogues. If not, I'll see you back here next week for another issue of the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast. Until then, this is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Do Rebel, signing off. You guys take care. Talk soon. All right. If you are so invested in making sure that Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do does not disappear, while you are on the planet drawing a breath and teaching Jeet Kune Do, do you not ensure that you teach it to the highest levels of your knowledge and ability? Are you teaching it to people who are older than you, primarily, or to people who are younger than you? If you are teaching to people who are younger than you, you should be doing everything in your power to ensure the legacy, right? The legacy of your brilliant instruction continues. So how is the art going to disappear? If you're doing everything in your power while you are alive to make sure that the true art is transmitted, how is it going to disappear? It can't. So when you get on Facebook talking, oh, I'm so afraid that the art, you're virtue signaling. You're a fucking, you see? Because he is not as old as I am. So my job, part of my job is to make sure that I give him everything that I can
to get him to a level, and then he will continue to do it.